and this course is a little bit different than some of the others, I really don't want you to take this course piecemeal. I want you to start the course from the beginning and go through all the way before you really get started. You have to understand the whole process you're going to go through here in order to really be effective and be able to meet this sort of 3-month timeline. So I want to walk through the course and tell you a little bit about each section, and it'll make a little bit more sense for you why it's important you look through everything first. So first off, this course is more about finding a job in non-traditional manner. Obviously go to the career fair. If you're in a university, go to a Bait Office Side chapter. Do those basic things. But this is going to be for people that have exhausted some of those options, that maybe have already graduated or go to a small university like I did. What can you do? And I'm going to give you a method here today. We are going to cover some of the traditional things, and I'm going to help you out, but I really want to help people that are in a bit of a bind. So part 1 is obviously this video. Part 2 is where I'm going to show you how I look at an accounting resume. So that way you can be on top of it. You can have something good. I threw a resume template in there, and I sort of walk through where my mind is at in regards to the critique. Check that out. If you're interested in really having the best possible resume ever, check out the course that we have on accounting resumes. There's 5 templates in there, a lot of videos that talk about every little detail of accounting resume. So if you're more interested, you can check that out, but I gave you one here in the course to get started. Also, we have a cover letter template here which goes along with the resume. So prepare both of those and go ahead and send them to me, Andrew@thebeancounter.com. I'd be happy to give them a once-over glance and go ahead and do it. If you'd like to do a full-blown resume review, we can talk about that as well. You can email me for more information there too. Part 4, this is going to be, the typical thing. I mean, the typical most important thing for a college student to find a job is at a career fair. Even if you've already graduated, you can sneak back into your university. I mean, I literally snuck into a career fair when I was in college, and that's actually how I got my job with PwC. So if you're in a small university, sneak into a larger university. If you've already graduated, go back to your school, sneak in. Whatever you got to do. But this is just a ton of advice on everything you need to think about. That's a fairly lengthy ebook. And that's a must-read. But now is where we really get into the meat of this course that I am really excited about and what you really need to spend a lot of time on. There's only 3 parts here that we're going to talk about. It's going to talk about this method, but this is going to take you a significant amount of time. And I wanted you to get to these parts before you really start any part of the process. I don't want you to, get your resume and cover letter together and start sending it out to people. I want you to think about everything that's involved here. So in part 5, I show you how you can find any employer's email address, and I walk through a method there of how to use LinkedIn, how to use Google, and I take screenshots, sort of walk you through the whole thing. That's important for this method, which we'll get to in a sec. But part 6 is, okay, let's say you've got all these employers' email addresses and their name and everything. Well, what are you going to say to get them to respond? And I've been working a lot on this, and I've tested this out with a bunch of accounting students already. Most accounting students get a 10 to 15% response rate when they send out emails. But I've put together a script that you can literally copy and paste. I have the parts that you need to put in there that are specific to you, and then you'll get a 50 to 80% response rate. Now, granted, I'm going to have you reach out to a lot of firms, and even though it's copy and pasting, don't mistake this. This is a lot of work. And part 7 is where I created a spreadsheet that's going to help you track all these emails to accounting firms and companies. I've also done a huge bonus in here. For each of the top 25 accounting firms, I have put in this spreadsheet the format of their emails. So you don't have to go out and research for the top 25 firms how they format their emails. All you need to do is find someone's name in part 5. You don't need to find their email. You just need to find their name, and then if you know the email format is, first letter, first name, last name at, mcgladry.com, or first name dot last name at pwc.com, whatever it is, I've included it all in part 7 for you to sort of get a head start on. Also in part 7 is just the spreadsheet that I would recommend you use to track all your communications. You should be putting together a list of at least 20 different accounting firms to find employers' email addresses at, prepare emails, send them, and send follow-ups, and I go through how often you should follow up in these parts. So Again, this is really important that you spend a lot of time here. I mean, this is going to be the majority of the work you're going to be doing. Researching people to contact. It's more than one person per firm, and you'll see why when you get into this. Preparing the emails, sending them out, following up at the appropriate number of days. You have to be very meticulous with this. When you're talking about 20 firms, you're going to be emailing 3 people per firm. That's a total of 60 people. Let's say you send 3 emails per firm. You're talking about 180 emails. So it's a lot of work, but I've made it easy with a spreadsheet for you to track. Then I've got some bonus stuff here that I want you to check out. There's, when you get to the interview stage, because you will if you take my advice and if you follow this course, I've thrown in the ebook here, the accounting interview. This has just a ton of information. Every single question you're going to be asked, the questions you should ask them, how to prepare for the interview, how to follow up, so on and so forth. You need to spend some time here. I'm not too worried about you, learning about this before you send all of your emails out to the firm. Once you get the interview, whether it be a phone interview or an in-person, then I really want you to spend some time at the accounting interview. We've got a whole other course about how to rock the accounting interview, so you can check that out as well. I've also got a bonus interview here with a Deloitte recruiter that I want you to listen to. There's just so much advice in here. It's pervasive. Even if you want to go to a smaller firm, heck, even if you want to go to a private company, this is how HR and recruiters really think about you. So I really want you to listen to that. And then if you're looking for an accounting internship, I've thrown in a podcast with a guy named Dan Franks. He's a very successful young accountant in the industry, and we spent about an hour talking about what we would do now if we were an accounting student to find an internship. And then I've got a CPA exam bonus discount there, so you can check that out as well. Listen, if you have any questions for me, you can reach me at andrew@thebeancounter.com. I want to say that this course is a lot of work, so I want you to email me if you need help, but the most important thing is that you do the work. It's not something that's going to happen overnight. It's not something that's going to happen in 2 days. You probably aren't going to be able to send 5 emails and be done with it. This is something that takes time. I'm not talking about applying on Monster, Career Builder, Craigslist, all that crap. That doesn't work. It doesn't work because there are so many other people already applying there. You need to do things that other people aren't doing. Send specific pointed emails to the right individuals at these firms, and I walk you through exactly how to find those individuals, how to find their names and email addresses, exactly what to say in the email, and how to track all of the communications with them. So if you have any questions for me, you can reach me at andrew@thebeancounter.com, and good luck.